like I said, that's arugula, another volunteer tomato, but this whole section right here was supposed to be all collards, and those are the only two that came up. So whatever, but you know, so I guess you gotta use a lot of seed sometimes. And like I said, so this arugula and the collards were from crops that I had previously that I saved. One thing that I figured out does really well here is sugar peas. So I always do that up, you know. And it's funny because like I have far too much Mizuna. Like I'm literally just trying to give it all away. I have enough for 10 families, and it's weird. So now it's warm, so that's bolting. The arugula is trying to bolt as well. So those will probably disappear, but then it's gonna go from having too much of those things to having too many sugar peas. I guess it's a first world problem to have, right? Here's a thing. I don't know what this is. There were several things I didn't know what they were, but I just let them come up. Most of them were edible, but not stuff that I would use, so I got rid of it. But here's another one. Like, I really don't know what that is. I've tried to take a picture of it and look it up. So it might be some sort of tomatillo looking thing, but we'll see. Here's some bolting Mizuna. I really like the flowers, and I just recently tried a pickle. I just recently tried fermenting Mizuna. I've lacto-fermented a bunch of things at this point, but finally tried with Mizuna, and I gotta tell you, it's actually really good. So if you want the recipe, let me know and I'll give it to you. I tried some with vinegar and some without. So like I said, and this whole row was supposed to be corn. And we got a bunch of other stuff at the back there that wanted to grow, so I try and leave a lot of it. In this row, half of this row was supposed to be Fioretto, and then the rest was supposed to be flowers. No flowers came up. Only this one Fioretto came up, and this was from seed from a previous year. Then I tried to plant some broccoli and some choy. The choy came from my seeds. And like I keep saying, like a lot of the seed is from my buddy Dan, and it might be expired. I'm just kind of figuring it out, I guess. This row I planted pretty early, maybe too early. It's always a crapshoot, and it's different every year so far. Like we get these hot and cold spells, several false springs, all that kind of thing. So here's some more tomatillos. This cilantro that I planted, so I'm letting it bolt. I've got so much coriander, I'm set for years. What else do we got? So definitely I planted this Thai basil. It usually does really well, so it's doing all right. I've realized that I can only eat so much, so I don't need to plant as much as I used to. Oh, you can't see. 2 different kinds of parsley. And then another one of these things. I don't know what that is. So I skipped past the volunteer bean of some sort. Right? And it's doing its job. I sort of got the Three Sisters going in a weird, haphazardly kind of manner. And then, like I said, there should be like a bunch of wildflowers right here, but there aren't. Just the poppies. Oh, I wanted to jump over here just to show what's at the entry there. Big fennel plant going. I mean, it'll pop up everywhere, so you don't necessarily want to keep it, but I love fennel seeds, and I actually use fennel quite a lot. This row was supposed to be all corn, and it mostly is, but you can see I've had to reseed, and we got this big guy here. So I don't know what the difference is between, well, they're just different kinds, different amounts of sunlight, different things growing next to them, all that kind of stuff. But anyway, so here's another volunteer cilantro. And then I don't exactly know what this is, but it's a volunteer. I wanted to share this remedy that I have happened on that I think is probably the best one that I've tried so far. You can certainly use salt or borax or diatomaceous earth or sluggo or whatever, but I water almost every day, and so then all that shit fucking washes away. So anyway, copper tape seems to work really well. You can see, like, I put it all along this thing because this is where all the snails and slugs are hiding. And so you can see, like, some of them get in. That was a bean plant of some sort. I was stoked on that, but they got it. And so I put one of those on it. And then the final row here. Again, I got some sugar snaps and put in this kind of trellis thing. I found that actually. And more corn. And a cool thing that just comes up everywhere, that if you keep track of it, it's a good thing. You know, some mint. I think that's actually spearmint, but I'm not totally sure. I will say that the thing I find irritating is this Mexican pepper plant. It's a Yerba Sante, I believe, root beer plant. I don't know why the dude in this plot like planted that right by my plot. I have to dig it out a lot. Oh shit, and the tree is gone. There used to be a tree here. Oh, there it is. Not very big. So that's a peach tree that came up from a kid throwing it in the plot or whatever. I'm just gonna be honest with you. Maybe it makes me a dick, but they're not supposed to be trees here. And seriously, like last year, that thing was like probably 14 feet high, like just a little skinny tree, but with lots of suckers and stuff. And I tried to get this plot is managed by the city. I tried to get the city to remove it and they wouldn't. And so one drunken night after work, I grabbed my saw and I hopped over and I chopped that shit down. So maybe that makes me a dick, so be it. I don't harbor any ill will to any of these people personally. In fact, I like them very much. Anyway, so that's the garden so far.